Good morning, welcome, what's up everybody? Second cup of coffee, so we're going. Hello. All right, we got the battle code on. I wanted to spend a few minutes today talking about something that was a good question, or rather a set of questions that was put forth by one of you guys. Choices in your builds, what you want to do, how you want to play it, utility, offense, defense, balancing it, all of that. I think this is a good thing that we can talk about, especially in regards to the Poisonous Concoction Pathfinder build that I'm going to be doing for my league start. I'm going to try to go through this really quickly, but I think there's going to be some really good detail here. So anyway, zipped up our battle coat. We're ready to go. Let's start talking about it. All right, wall of text right here. I just copy pasted their comment from the YouTube video here. I found it really interesting. I did reply to this comment and I basically said, try it all out, see what you like. And that's really the summary of this video here. I think we could talk about a few of these specific instances and try to understand why I said that. What the idea here is, this person has been researching Poisonous Concoction and looking at all the different options out there. You know, people build all of their builds differently, right? You can look at hardcore, solo self-found, you know, maybe someone's doing like a crazy softcore trade and they have all mirror tier, you know, synth items and all that type of stuff. And especially for a newer player, right? That's going to be super confusing. Like, what is best? What is best? Fun fact, Path of Exile is not, well, I'm not gonna slam the game that you know that I'm gonna talk about. Let's just say there are levels for pairs of Gons that you can scale infinitely. There is a lot of choice that you can make to personally customize the build, how you want to play it. There is no best. There is no, all right, this is my best in slot. This is exactly how I want to scale. You know, this is how everyone is building, you know, this type of build. For me, that's exciting. For someone that's been playing the game for a long time, or that might even be why someone is playing the game for a long time. That's super exciting. But if you're new to the game and you start researching builds, and that's awesome, right? Go out there, go to PoE Ninja, start researching builds. That is a good first step. Now what do I do when I see all these things? At the end of the day, the only option is test them. Just go to Blood Aqueducts, grab all those skill gems, grab different pieces of gear. If you have a character in standard that has a few exalts, test everything out that you can. Try to understand what you like, what you prefer, how you like to set up these builds. First thing, Curse, self-cast Despair versus Spell Totem Wither. Well, the first thing here is Spell Totem Wither has nothing to do with Despair. Despair is a curse. Wither is a debuff that makes monsters take more chaos damage. You actually put them together. They actually are friends with each other. So you're always going to be Despair. Despair is must have. And then if you're doing a damage over time skill, especially with poison, you want to add in Temp Chains. Temp Chains makes the poison last longer and it slows down the enemies as a defensive layer as well. So Despair always, and then you add in Temp Chains if you want to as well for a little bit more. Wither is a debuff, as I said, that makes enemies take more chaos damage. You want to apply this, right? The way that your damage equation works is it's your base damage, an additive sum of all of the increases, it's multiplied by that. And then for each individual more damage multiplier, those are all multiplied. And then at the very end of all of that, there is an additional more damage taken that you can scale. Think of it as another increase, another additive increase that is multiplied in at the very end. And since that scalar is generally hard to get, that is usually one of the very best ways to scale damage in the game. I don't like using Spell Totem Wither. I think it's annoying. I think bosses kill your totems all the time. I don't want to place them. I don't want to worry about trying to scale those stacks or anything. With that said, it is going to be the best way to reliably get damage increase, especially on bosses, once you get the placement and all that. And Withering Step applies Wither, and that's why we use it. Withering Step is primarily there just to apply those Wither debuffs. I just like to use Withering Step, apply the stacks on the monsters, and just do damage. I put it, as you can see, or you can't see. Boom, look at that. I put it on my left click right there. As soon as I shield charge, it does drop the elusive effect and the Wither effect. But all that has to happen is if the enemy goes in this radius, they get the Wither stacks. The Wither stacks have their own timer. So they will still have Wither even though the effect is canceled. So that's why I use Withering Step on my left click. You can put other things on your left click as well. But that's my preference. Now, Withering Step does make you run faster, so you can pop your Plague Bearer and just run with Withering Step. That's my preference there. Some people, you could put Molten Shell, Steel Skin. Which auras and when? Every build I saw had Grace, Determination, Defiance Banner, Purity of Elements, Herald of Agony, Precision, and Malevolence. And Skitterbots. This is, I guess, part of the confusing but beautiful mess that is Path of Exile. What do you want? Are you a hardcore player? Do you want to be as tanky as possible? Then my recommendation is cap out your spell suppression, and you're going to want to get a lot of mana reservation efficiency, and then you're going to run Grace, Determination, and Defiance Banner. And that's going to be your core, right? Number one thing in hardcore, do not die. So you're going to run all of those together. Now, if you're softcore, you got Cast on Death Portal, you don't care, you might run 0 of those, right? You might run Skitterbots and Herald of Agony and Malevolence, because your goal is to juice those DPS numbers. If I can kill the boss before they even move, well, then that's my preference there. And guess what? I got 6 portals. I paid for them. Screw you, right? And that's it. They're both valid ways to play the game. Neither one is better. Hardcore players need to stop looking down at softcore players and vice versa. Well, I don't think softcore players look down at hardcore players. It's a kind of a weird one-way street. Purity of Elements, really, really awesome. I primarily just prefer using that while I am leveling up. It makes you immune to all elemental ailments, including Scorch Brittle and Sap, right? So that is huge if you're going to be a Simulacrum farmer, where that's generally where you're going to find those elements. And it's incredible for leveling as well when you don't have freeze immunity, chill immunity, anything like that. But later on, you'll generally do something like get your Soul of the Brine King, get immune to chill on your boots, stuff like that. And then you want to, drop that aura maybe for more damage or something else. Precision, you got this is an attack build. You want to get your accuracy to 100%, but that's all it does for us. So ideally, we get our accuracy somewhere else, get some dexterity, maybe take some points on the passive tree, and then we can drop precision, right? There's a lot of things, like you might have been looking at builds in different levels of investment, different levels of leveling, right? They could be at like Act 6, right? And they need to get a little bit of accuracy, but their plan is to drop it later. Really, like at the end of the day, you're just going to have to critically think, test all these things, critically think, and understand that everyone has a personal preference. There is no best. Do I want to be armor-based? Do I want to know that I'm going to be getting hit a lot, but, being very tanky and not randomly getting one shot, versus going all into evasion, maybe even considering Ghost Dance and Ghost Shrouds and just trying to go fast, maybe die once in a while, but go a little bit faster. When it comes to this build, I will be addressing it, making my daily videos talking about what I end up doing. I can't answer these things until I get there myself, but at the end of the day, it's really just your personal choice. And that's what I really want to continue focusing on, right? Like, it just comes down to figure out what play style feels good for you, what you like doing. There is no ideal way, unless you're racing and you're trying to beat Darky in the latest gauntlet. Don't sweat it. Test everything that you're thinking of. Find out what feels best and ideal for you. It's not a big deal. It's fun. Enjoy that journey and that problem-solving process, and you'll have a long career enjoying Path of Exile into the future. So yeah, gonna pop on the stream in just about an hour, and we're going to go through Acts 4 through 6 with this character, hopefully answer some of those questions that were put forth, and keep on trucking, working on that POB, and preparing for 3.18 Sentinel League. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe if you want more content like this, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.